If you find God in this season emphasizing to take care of yourself, don't play with that. It's a positioning tool, unique to women, unique. People get treated based on how they look. People don't get treated based on what they deserve most of the time. They get treated based on what they signal. Okay, like what you're signaling, what your radar is saying. The halo effect is the reason why this happens. And today I'm going to show you how to use it to your advantage because it's happening whether you like it or not. Okay, so today we're talking about the halo effect, how your perception, how you're received, how you perceive things shapes your reality, and why first impressions control much more than you think. Like they literally control much more than you think. You might think that people sort of judge you based on who you are, and they do eventually, but first they judge you on how you look. But they judge you more so based on how you show up initially. You might have tried, like, I don't know, being yourself and hoping that people see your value. They can't. They don't have the capacity. They're human beings. You don't know the value of something unless the price tag is on it, correct? Why would they? How can you actually control how you're perceived? Because you can. Most people think appearance is shallow, it's vanity, things I don't care about, like get real. And that being competent enough should get you ahead. I wish. But here's the truth, okay? Beauty is a skill. Beauty is a skill, not a standard. It's a skill, okay? You learn skills. Learning the skill of coding or, I don't know, trading. Okay, like they don't care. The skill doesn't care what you look like. The skill is a skill. It's looks agnostic. Okay, beauty is a skill. There's too many people in the world, too many different kinds of looks, too many preferences for beauty to be standardized. It cannot be standardized. It's not a real thing. It's a skill. That's why it's so hard to standardize it. That's why the beauty standard changes. That's why the beauty standard changes every few years. Like you can't standardize it. This is not a state test, okay? This is like a skill that you have to learn. And if you waste your time trying to fit its standard instead of mastering the skill in your arsenal, you're gonna miss out on a lot. It's not about vanity. It's about positioning, okay? The people who master this skill don't just get treated better. They get access to things. They get access to people. They get influence. They become influential. And they just get authority by default. Whether it's in business, in relationships, or in just like how you live your life, it determines the way you present yourself shapes how people perceive you, how people respond to you. Watch this. Can I make my voice deep? What if I talked like this? What would you think of me then? What if I talked like this? What would you think of me now? Do you see what I mean? Like you're just like, who were those two people? The way you present yourself shapes the way people respond to you. This is what Esther did. This is what Judith did. Okay. And by the way, I'm Zozo, as we all know. I spent time studying influence. I've spent time studying psychology and social dynamics. I'm a researcher when I'm not hanging out on the internet. And this isn't just theory. This is literally how the world works. Understanding the halo effect gives you an advantage that most people just like decide to ignore, that they just put off to the side. Doesn't matter. I'll just go through the world how I am. Da 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 da. Okay, it's fine. So in this video, I'm breaking down how to use the halo effect to shift how people see you and position yourself for more influence. Because lest we forget, the more influence you have as a gal, as someone who's aligned with the Holy Spirit, the better off the kingdom of God is. Do you see what I mean? We don't look at this in the way that the world looks at it, where they're like, oh yes, pretty privilege, so that someone's son can do something for me, da 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 da. Although they should, because that's what men are on earth to do. But oh no, pretty privilege, so that I never have to work a day in my life. The Bible mandates that you work, my dear. Oh no, pretty privilege, da da da. Like no, we don't do that. 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 Okay, first impressions are everything. Your look determines how people listen to you. I'm not wearing this by accident. I wear this on very much purpose. I'm signaling. Okay, I am signaling. I tucked my hair behind my ears because I'm signaling. Put my little thumbs through the loops because I'm signaling. If someone is selling a fitness program, if someone is selling a beauty product, you're going to buy that product. You'll trust the person who looks like the result you want, right? Or you're looking to buy a gym membership or a boutique fitness class membership to a studio you know nothing about. You'll trust the person who looks like the result that you would want eventually. The same applies to leadership. The same applies to business. Your presence is your brand. Okay, whether you like it or not, your presence is your brand. That's it. Like the clean girl aesthetic didn't go viral just because it was a clean girl aesthetic. Like it became a social signal. It was a social signal. I say was because now we're kind of like, okay, we get it. But it was a social signal. People assume that a polished look is equal to discipline, competence, and high standards. Like it's human nature. You don't need to be conventionally attractive. In fact, if you look at at a bell curve, what's the point of being in the mass majority? I don't know. Of like desiring to be in the mass majority. There's no intrinsic value in it. It just means the sky is blue, you're conventionally attractive. That's it. Like there's no, this is not that. You don't need to be conventionally attractive. You need to be intentional. So beauty isn't genetic. Get cozy because I'm gonna be chit-chatting. But like, let's just have an open, candid discussion about how beauty isn't actually a standard. It isn't a look. It isn't a weight. It's a skill. Beauty is a skill. It's not some genetic lottery. It's not, think about how many people there are in the world. There are over 8 billion. I look like a little mouse. Let me expand my body. There are over 8 billion people in the world. Okay, you can't say what someone else thinks is beautiful is not what I think is beautiful, vice versa. There is no conventional one size fits all to this thing, okay? Like beauty isn't genetic. It's a strategic skill. It's a skill more than it is a look. It's a skill more than it is a profile. It's a skill more than it is facial symmetry, right? Because at the end of the day, so what if something's beautiful? What's the point? Do you know what I mean? It's a strategic skill that can be developed, okay? It's a skill that you can actually develop to create opportunities for yourself, open doors for yourself, both in your professional and your personal life. And obviously, this is a kingdom of God perspective because we're not in it with the self-help stuff. If this face reminds you of confidence and this outfit reminds you of discipline, congrats. The halo effect is our brain's tendency to let one positive quality color our perception of everything else about a person or brand. And whether we like it or not, it shapes how we're seen, treated, and valued in society. We often think of beauty as something that you're born with, like a genetic lottery, like, oh, she's beautiful, amazing. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, they're beautiful, amazing, like they won. But what if I told you that beauty is actually a skill? Beauty is not limited to a standard. Beauty is not limited to a look. Beauty is a skill. It's a tool that you can use when developed strategically. When you actually think about developing it, it can open doors and create opportunities for you in ways that actually might surprise you. So just like the neuroscience of everything, because that's like my background, when we see an attractive face, okay, when you see an attractive face to you, right? I'll do like the actual name, basically your middle brain. A part of your brain lights up. It's called the medial orbitofrontal cortex. The medial orbitofrontal cortex. And it lights up. That's literally the reward center of your brain. It's like a reward. If you see someone attractive, it's like a reward. You're like, oh, like God did his big one. Oh my goodness, beautiful. Or oh my gosh, fine. Like, I don't care about the color. Fine is fine is fine. An attractive face is literally processed as a reward. It's and a smiling attractive face produces an even stronger response. This isn't an opinion. This is literally neuroscience. It's how the brain works. People who are physically attractive, and I say this, you'll see why I say this. People who are physically attractive are perceived to be more trustworthy, happier, more intelligent, more sociable, and more successful than other people. Today, I'm going to show you how beauty functions as a strategic skill, right? Through the neuroscience of first impressions, the difference between presentation and vanity, because we're not about vanity. Vanity is a sin. Vanity is something that will lead to death because the wages of sin are death. So your brain has cognitive biases, right? It has things you just do, whether they're fair or not. Things that it just does, whether those things are fair or not. Like assuming someone attractive is more confident, is kinder, is better with money, is healthier, more emotionally balanced, even if none of those things are true. Literally 0 out of 10 could be true, but they could be attractive. That's it. You know what I mean? When we see an attractive face, like I said, our medial orbital frontal cortex lights up. It's like a party in there. You're like, oh, that's the reward center of your brain. That's your reward for like, think about it back in the day with like cavemen and stuff. It's like, we've been out here, we've been slaving, we've been running it up, trying to figure out what this community is gonna eat. And here comes an attractive face, and you're like, oh, that's nice. This is worth it. See what I mean? And a smiling, attractive face produces an even stronger response. This isn't an opinion, it's neuroscience. Physically attractive people are widely perceived. They are perceived as more intelligent. They're perceived as happier, more trustworthy, more sociable, and generally just more attractive than more successful and more satisfied with their life than everybody else. This attractiveness halo, it's cross-cultural. It holds value in Lebanon, it holds value in Hawaii, it holds value in Brazil, it holds value in Portugal. See what I mean? Since our brains respond more positively to smiling faces, practice like smiling in the mirror. Okay, I'm gonna make this my mirror. This is where my screen is. Oh my gosh, this is so funny because I used to like smile like crazy. Like I used to be like, y'all remember that one? Or the like I used to just bare teeth because I don't know, because the way my teeth are set. I like smiling. Smiling is great. But find one smile that like genuinely lights up your eyes. And this is how you find a smile that lights up your eyes. You don't look and wait for your eyes to like smize a la Tyra Banks. No, you actually like pull the energy from your belly I'm giving you the secrets, okay? Like, I'm giving you the secrets. This is what I do. You pull the energy from your belly. You like pull it up. You like you see what I mean? Like you literally see yourself as a cartoon and you kind of just like pull up the smile. And you genuinely smile with the intention of wanting the other person to feel something, right? Use it in first meetings. Always say someone's name. Always look them in the eye, even if it's the most uncomfortable thing in the world. And stand really tall for your height, I guess, when you enter a room. So you're standing tall, you are making steady eye contact, and you're radiating this energy of what you want people to feel. Because especially this also works for like giving speeches and like giving talks. Your people will feel what you're feeling, what you want them to feel. So if I'm sitting up here and I am so excited about this, you're probably feeling my excitement. Do you see what I mean? And you're feeling my passion for this. But if I like get up there and I'm terrified of my audience, they're gonna feel terrified of me. I'm like, what is she doing up there? Am I Shayla? Like, are you okay? Like, your posture alone signals your vision, your what is that? Your not espionage, your visage immediately signals something without you having to say a word. That's why I honestly, this is part of just who I am. I'll walk into a room like very slowly. This annoys a lot of people, but like I either walk slowly or just enter slowly. People have described it as like gliding. I just kind of get into the room slowly, assess. I also have astigmatism, so I honestly can't see jack diddly most of the time. So it looks like I'm just like, but really I'm trying to peep and gauge like where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? So like, but that's how you want to do it. You want to like curiosity, like, oh, I was permitted to leave the palace for a day and I'm now here. It's interesting down here. This is how y'all living for real. But everywhere you go, from the grocery store to a party to anything, you know what I mean? For maximum impact with this, like align your appearance to the environment that you're entering. Here's a big one. Okay, I don't know. I used to not be like this. So whenever you're going into like, let me think about a time. Okay, my local coffee shop. Okay, if I go there, I have many of these. Okay, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't worry about it. So depending on which one I'm wearing, where I'm going with it, and how I'm doing my, like depending on which one I'm wearing and what my face looks like, the treatment is insane. Not by the people who work there, because they know me, I know them, but by the people who are in there. Doors being opened for me. People like, I feel people looking at me. I feel like people going out of their way to create space for me. Do you know what I mean? Like to like open up a space for me. Like like they want to make sure that I have birth, kind of. And just genuine interest. You can feel that. I can feel it in a place, right? Or if first impressions are critical. They determine not just if someone will listen to you, but how they'll listen to you. How they'll listen to you. Think about it. When someone is explaining, like, let's say the benefits of Pilates or the benefits of Pilates, which is ballerina Pilates, you'll probably trust the person who looks like they've been sculpted by Pilates or whatever. You'll be like, oh yeah, like signaling. That's signaling. Then someone who doesn't embody the aesthetic, right? There might be thousands of Pilates instructors on YouTube, but I watch the ones that are looking like how I'm trying to be looking like. You know, shout out Nicola's Pilates, shout out Danzig Physique, shout out, who else are my go-tos? Those are kind of my go-tos right now. I like their look, so I'm doing Pilates with them because I feel like I'm being them or looking like them or getting closer to looking like them when I do their workout. You know what I mean? Like, and I'd be looking snatchies the next morning, so am I wrong or am I right? I'm very right. It's a positive feedback loop. It's the same thing with people in life. How you look is how other people will treat you. Initially, mind you, this is all initially. This is initially. If you're a bad person, child, go repent or something. The science of attraction isn't just about facial features. It isn't just about how you look. It's about the entire package of you, right? Words aren't the only way we communicate. You communicate through your signals. Everything you present and the intention behind presenting it says something, which brings us to our most important point, okay? There's a fine line between vanity. There's a fine line between vanity and presenting yourself well. If you look at popular culture, it's all about intention, right? I'm not saying look good so that other people accept you. I'm not saying look good so you attract a certain kind of guy, which, by the way, how a man looks is the least important thing about him. Like, I don't care. Like, I literally don't care. That's why you find ugly guys with beautiful tens. Like, Like, it's not about that. Are they a woman? Like, I don't care about you. I'm not a visual creature. I am to a degree, but to what degree exactly? Like, it's about a lot more than that. It's about a lot more than that. I'm not saying you have to look good for other people to accept you. I'm not saying you have to look good to be accepted. I'm not saying you have to look like someone you see on the street or someone who's praised for their beauty at all. Ever. No, never that. I don't really care about other people at the end of the day. I've never cared about other people, and I will not begin to care about other people. Not about their hearts and stuff, you know me. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying look good so that you reiterate your standards to yourself. So that you reiterate your standards to yourself. So that you are saying to yourself, affirming to yourself through your appearance who you are to you. So that you can project that to the world. Do you see what I mean? Like any skill, beauty helps improve your position in life. It really does. Looking presentable, looking like you care, putting effort into yourself. It's not about a look, and it's not about satisfaction. You might not feel like you are like, there was one day where I was like really insecure about like something on my, what was it? Like I felt uncomfortable in a piece of clothing that I was wearing, and I was like, why does it, like, I probably look crazy right now. No one notices. No one cares. They care about themselves. Okay. Beauty lets you do things you couldn't do before, and it creates value when marketed to the right audience. Okay. When your beauty is marketed to the right audience. What is that verse? I'm sorry. Just so that we are on the same page. What? I'm sorry. We're under a fire weather watch? What in the world? What is a fire weather watch? What the heck? It's winter. Yes. Psalm 139:14. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Look at Solomon. You are altogether beautiful, my love. Who is the Song of Solomon's for? Like, what book is that? There is no flaw in you. Like, beauty is subjective. Beauty in terms of attraction is subjective, but this is beauty as a skill. God said you're beautiful, so that's it. That's the end of the story. Now that we have established that, now that we are on the same page with that, what next? Using it as a skill. And no, I'm not talking about conventional attractiveness. Like I said, I'm talking about the deliberate art of self-presentation. Deliberate. I'm wearing studs deliberately. You think I don't want to wear hoops? Sometimes I be wanting to wear hoops, but like, that's not what I'm trying to look like. That's not the look. This is what I like. It's easy, it's comfortable, and it's put together, but without being too, it's me. It feels like me. So whenever I put it, it's authentic. Whenever I put them on, they're authentic to me, you know? And so then I feel more comfortable and relaxed, even though I like how hoops look, but are they authentic to me? Not always, no. When a person is valued only for their looks, it can actually make them feel less fulfilled in life. Check your intention. Check the reason why you want to maximize your looks, why you want to maximize your present. Are you doing this, or are you interested in this, or did you click this because you want to manipulate people and situations for selfish means? Or is it as an expression of self-respect? Let it be an expression of self-respect. The difference matters a lot. You get treated better when you look put together, when you look good and put together. You get treated better when you look good and put together. I remember once I was in the security line. It was somewhere in Texas. I cannot stand that state, y'all. But like, I was looking good. I don't know why. I usually don't when I'm flying. I was like, whatever. And the guy who was running like the desk basically was like, like, there was a lot of people. It was really congested and it was early. And he just looked at me and he was like, oh, you and you, like the people that I was with, like, you guys, you can come with us. And it's like, okay, thanks. You know what? That might have been favor. Who knows? But you get treated better when you look good. Okay. Especially as a woman, because you're signaling I'm important. People are like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? The American mind could never comprehend. European ladies got it on lock. Y'all be looking like you came from somewhere when you go places, even if it's the grocery store. We look like who done it and why. I don't know why. We look like back from workout class number 7, exhibit B. But you know what I mean? How you expect to be treated should be in line with how you treat you. Should be in line with how you treat you. You can't get something for nothing. Why are you doing that? You don't get treated how you expect in public. You get treated how you treat you in private. Okay? Out there is not going to tell you who you are here. God tells you who you are. You listen, you fall in line, and you let that express in all the areas of your life. So when you go out there, people are like, what is going on? It's the light of Christ shining through you. Do you see how that can work? If you just take the time to switch your perspective about it and understand that beauty is not a standard. What kind of God would make like the baddest Africana princess, you know, and then make the most stunning Vietnamese like girl you've ever seen in your life, and then make the most beautiful Midwestern babe you've ever met? Like, why would he do all that? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and he who beholds all beauty. Do you see that? It's beautiful. It's really stunning. I love it. Beauty as a skill isn't about vanity. It's about recognizing and working with human nature the way that God designed our brains, rather than working against it. God knows that men are visual creatures. That's why he made women really pretty. Like, remember that your appearance is a tool. It's a tool. Start seeing your appearance as a tool. Your appearance is a tool, not your value. It's not who you are, okay? It's just something you can use to your advantage. Use it strategically. Use it to amplify your voice. Use it to amplify what God put you here to do, not as the source of your worth. The source of your worth is in Christ alone. In Christ alone, my hope is found. He is my light, my strength, my song. Hey, this cornerstone, solid rock. I'm done. Okay, polish your appearance. Okay, because that book is in service of something greater. People judge books by their cover, but the book, you as a book. Okay, and also here's another thing. If you're in the middle of a very long blow up and you know you're the one, not the two, and you know you just need about a summer or 2 or 3 or 4 to become that one, you are already that one. It's already calling to you. Okay, so like just let time do its thing, because time did its thing with me, and like here we are, and time is still doing its thing. But you know what I mean? Like give yourself time. Don't put pressure on yourself. Make your cover attractive. Make your cover, the book cover that people judge, not just to be admired and to add to your self-worth. Can't do that. But to ensure that your message reaches those who need to hear it. Those who need to hear it. I'm going to tell you something I've never told anybody. Whenever I left the internet around 2022, I actually felt kind of like a fraud for many reasons. One, I didn't believe what I was talking about anymore. I wasn't into I wasn't into like I was getting closer to God, basically. And number two, my body didn't look how I wanted it to look. So I felt like I needed to be about it if I wanted to talk about it. Like I needed to look the part to be the part. And I wanted that for me more than I wanted to present or front or show myself as that thing already. I had a lot of internal work to do. So I was like, see ya. And I did the internal work, or rather the Holy Spirit did the internal work. And here we are today. And I feel so happy and I'm just so excited. And this is what I'm supposed to do. Okay. This strategic approach extends beyond just physical beauty to create what I call the expanded halo effect. Okay. Getting back to the point. The halo and the halo effect isn't just about your facial structure, your body type, your waist to hip ratio. It encompasses how you dress, carry yourself, and the overall image you project. The halo effect is our brain's tendency to let one positive quality, color our perception of everything, basically. Color our perception about everything else about a person or about a brand, to think about it in like a different way, kind of. And whether we like it or not, it shapes how we're seen, how we're treated, how we're valued in society, in public, in life itself. Everyone likes pretty things. Okay. Everyone likes pretty girls. Hello. Shiny things. Hook, line, and sinker. Okay. Unfortunately, how you look is currency. It's currency in this world. Like, it's money. You can use it to transact. I don't make the rules. I just play the game. Just play the game. The game on. You win it. So play it. You can't stand on the sidelines forever. That's why aesthetics, like the clean girl aesthetics, took over and took off so much. And then it became like Pilates princess. I don't know what it is now. I think people are tired and cold. But like, you automatically assume just because Miss got a slick back bun with a gold mini hoops that she got it all together, and she don't. She could be the dirtiest person you've ever met in your life. Like, nothing about her could say that. Nothing about her could be clean. Shout out to our sister. Here's how I like to think about it. 2 of 3 things must always be true for you. Number 1, either your hair gotta be right, your makeup gotta be done, or your outfit has to look good. Pick 2 out of the 3 and you're solid. Just don't like expect anything when you got like 1/3 or you got like 0 out of 3. You didn't try, no one's gonna try for you. Do you see what I mean? That hurts to hear, but it's true. Like, no one's gonna go out of their way to like let you go ahead of them. Like, they don't care. No one's gonna go out of their way to like bend a rule for you. Did you go out of your way for you? Being a woman is something else, bro. This is why we be in the house. Like, this is why it's like, just let me like this is why we be in the house. Like, it's a lot out there, okay, if you want to do it well. Another thing for me is like, just like personally, anecdotally, because this always used to help me, but like, nails always got to be done. See these, they beauty, they cute, aren't they cute? They're adorable. I used to go to the nail salon every 1.5 weeks to make sure that my nails were looking good. Now that I discovered that press-ons give me the precision I've always wanted from my girl at the what's it called, Russian sisters included, because like, we know a Russian manicure kind of eats a little harder. It's good for taking care of around the cuticle, but like, hello, if your nails aren't done, you're not done. That is my personal philosophy. That is my personal opinion. You are not done. You are unfinished out there in the world. No one should see your nails. No one should look at them if they're not done. Personally, for me, that's me. And it's not just because they're damaged to the ends of the earth. It's because I just think it's like, oh, like even when I was a kid, like I always had my nails done. Okay, I always have my nails done. Nails done, toes done, everything is done. And press-on nails are the best, are another skill you can learn. They're so good. They're literally amazing now. These are like Gel X builders, but press-on. And listen, I take it seriously. I don't joke with this. You need to get your nails done. You can't be having chipped nails. This is for my nail girlies. Like, it looks like, I don't know. It's like this seemingly small detail really signals your attention to detail and your standards and your attention to detail. Like, I don't let these grow out. I can't stand that little line. The line at the bottom. Like, I'm sorry. Do I not care? Is my will to live sapping? Like, is it leaving my body? Has it left the scene? I don't do that. It's gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Like, always been that girl. That's just how I live my life. I don't know. These are not arbitrary standards. They're signals. They are signals. How you do one thing is how you do everything. The diligence, the discipline, the attention to detail it takes to do what I do outside of my appearance, the work that I do, the projects that I do, trading, which I don't talk about, but like, you guys, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. Walking with God. Let me tell you that one. Let me not wax too poetic, but it takes a lot of discipline to live how I live. And I take no credit for that discipline because it is a fruit of the spirit. I love it. I honestly love him. He's my friend. There's the halo of beauty, yes. Teacher, there's the halo of beauty, yes. But what some people call pretty privilege, okay? But the halo of competence, of professionalism, of trustworthiness. Tell me one man you can walk in front of and he's just like competent, like he's doing something he was put on earth to do, like fixing things or like doing a car or something. And you're like, yeah. Or like just like taking care of something. You're just like, you know what? Yeah, I trust you. Like, I really trust you. Like, tell me that's not true. It's so true. Okay, beauty is just step one in a multifaceted approach, okay, in the approach to strategic self-presentation. Since initial impressions persist, like people will remember what you basically were at the beginning. Plan your impact moments. I especially do this, especially if you start a new job or like you start with a new team or something. Make sure you do one thing really, really well where you're like, dang, and you can slack off later. It doesn't matter. They'll be like, you know what? She be doing that one thing really well. And they won't bother, like nothing will bother. Like, just choose strategically, paint the picture that you want people to see, and they will see that. They will feel that. If you run a business, if you run an agency, if you run anything, really, do one thing exceptionally well. If you run, I don't know why a daycare is coming to mind. Do one of y'all have a daycare? If you have a daycare, do one thing incredibly well. Like maybe every Friday you send your kids home with a little bag of popcorn, a little snack bag, or something that you do so well where the parents will be like, we send our kids there because you know what I mean? That everyone, how many makers of phones are there? Like, there are many phones to get. There are many Samsungs to get. There are many like Android phones to get. But the ones that people are like, this is the best of the Androids that I can get, like a Samsung, I think, or a Huawei. I wish I could get a Huawei again, now that I know that they're what's up. But like, you know what I mean? The halo. Look your best for maximum impact. Align your appearance with the environment that you are entering. This strategic approach to self-presentation isn't new. Throughout history, powerful women have mastered the skill. Powerful. I mean powerful. You're not new to this. You're not the first one. Look at Queen Esther in the Bible. She prepared for how long? To look like she was naturally beautiful, yes, but she still prepared, still presented herself, still enhanced what she had. One of the clearest early examples of women using their beauty strategically. And the prize was not becoming queen. The prize was the preservation of the Jews. You see what I mean? Esther was a woman who lived in ancient Persia under King Xerxes. She wins the king's favor through looking like a baddie. She a 10. Haggai was like, that's my girl. I raised her. Well, no, that's Mordecai. But he's like, that's my girl. Like, but the thing that beauty did, it positioned her. Your skills, just like your skills can position you for a higher role in your field. It positions you. If you find God in this season emphasizing to take care of yourself, don't play with that. It's a positioning tool, unique to women, unique. History and literature are full of people whose beauty, whose presence were used to like sway public opinion. Judith in the Bible used her beauty to cut that guy's head off, seduce the enemy general into their camp, and then beheaded him and saved her city. Because a man is a man is a man is a man is. I shouldn't say that. But you see what I mean? The lesson from Esther's story is twofold. Number one, outer beauty can open doors, even in super patriarchal societies, super patriarchal systems. Okay, like I said, a man is a man is a man is a man. President or bakery owner. Her looks literally made her queen by the favor of God. And that true influence actually comes from character and strategy. She gained the king's trust and spoke with courage when it mattered. Like, she could say her mind. She had the same mind before, right? Before all of the preparation. She was the same girl. But now that she's also 10 out of 10 baddie, the queen, her words hold that much more weight. You see what I mean? That's what happens when God elevates like the right kind of person. Like when people say, oh, we made the right person an influencer. God made the right person stunning. And it's you, girl. Queen Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth carefully crafted her image as the Virgin Queen. I looked this up, okay? I got the facts. A mother to her nation, which justified her being queen. Like, people were like, you know what? Yeah, we kind of need need one of those, especially in a male dominated age. She pulled that off. She marketed herself in a way that society was like, you know what? We're British society was like, you know what? Yeah, we do need her. Your beauty, your appearance is an evangelism tool. Your witness being effective, it makes your witness that much more effective. It is not your witness. It is not like the core, but it's just like it makes it a little more effective. Who's not going to listen? Both of these stories show like using the halo in service of a higher purpose, of a greater purpose. Like I said, unfortunately, people do judge books by their cover. Polish up your appearance. Polish the way you look. Looks are a form of currency everywhere. Make your cover pretty because that book is in service of something greater. Okay, the purposes of God. God can do so much through you. How much more could he do if you maximized your halos? What's in your control? What's your garden? That's part of your garden, by the way, like what you've been given to tend, your appearance. But to truly maximize your impact, to truly make an impact in today's world, to truly be like unforgettable almost, you need to create like a complete sensory experience. You need to become the museum of ice cream through what I like to call sensory branding. Top brands know this. Influencers know this. They know that engaging multiple senses creates stronger memories and stronger associations. Think about how certain celebrities have like signature looks or signature hairstyles or even signature scents. You kind of associate that scent with them now. I'm thinking about Harry Styles and Tom Ford. What is that? Tobacco Vanille. Isn't that his thing? All of these strategies serve a higher purpose. When used with integrity rather than vanity, rather than seduction, rather than anything else the world is on right now. What is it? Hypergamy? Open a Bible. Por favor. I pray that the God of the harvest, the Lord of the harvest, visits your address. Whether we like it or not, how we are perceived, how we present ourselves shapes how people see us, how people treat us, how we are valued in society on the outside. By approaching beauty as a strategic skill rather than just like something you're born with, something that you genetically are predisposed to, you can create opportunities for yourself that most people miss. It's about energy. It's about confidence. Like any skill, beauty helps you improve your position in life. Change what you learn, change where you go. It lets you do things you couldn't do before. And it creates value when marketed to the right audience for you and for others. Beauty as a skill isn't about vanity. It's about recognizing and working with human nature rather than against it. It's going with the flow at the end of the day. Remember that your appearance, it's a tool. How you look is a tool. How I look right now, tool. It's all a tool. I showed my earrings at the beginning. I had my ears out the whole time on purpose. It's a tool, but it's not your value. It's not my value. It's not your value. Use it strategically to advance the kingdom of God. Let God use your beauty to advance his kingdom in whatever way he wants. And this does not mean to like go get some lukewarm guy who has nothing to do with Jesus, doesn't even know the guy, and say, I'm gonna make you like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that one. Okay. Look at your halo as part of your garden, part of what you've been given to look after, part of what you've been given to tend. And when you use it properly, when you manage it properly, when you maximize it, right? It's a way for you to create meaningful impact. It's a source of influence. It's a source of swaying, like Esther. Meaningful impact in a world that like for better or for worse, the world responds to what it sees. So if you're watching this, chances are my channel is just getting started. So thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot to me. I spent so much time working on this video. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to hit the bell for more content related to this, because I really think that with the right mindset tweaks, not only will you be unstoppable, but anything that you do will also have that same quality. And people are going to start looking and being like, what is that? What is that? What is that? And the best part is then they're going to be saying like, who is her God? Who is this person that she worships? Time is now, ladies. The time is now. That was so long. I'm so exhausted. But I will see you next time.